Hello, everybody out there in the internet. Welcome to Aimless Babble Z, episode 242. I'm Taking Master, joined by.
Tropical.
So yeah, we got some. What you been playing? We got some news, maybe. I don't know, whatever, and wherever else we go on this aimless adventure, because that's what happens when we're podcasting with Aimless style. So, Tropical, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first on what you've been playing?
Sure, I can go. It's been pretty short week for me because the long weekend meant more family time, which means less game time. Don't tell them I said that. But yeah, essentially I only played Blacklight Retribution online. I was using it to test Twitch streaming on my PlayStation 4 because they added the archive functionality. It was very hit or miss. It only recorded one of my 3 streams, and each of them was like 2 hours long or so, and there was some really cool stuff that happened in the game. I can't remember any of it now, and now I can never be reminded of it because Twitch didn't record those things. Except for the one that it did record, in which I called down a hard suit, and it was really cool. But then I died before I got into it, and so I had to run back to it before. Apparently, if you call a hard suit down, like your mecha basically, if you call the mecha down and you die before you get inside, the enemy can get inside and take your mecha. And I screwed our team once by doing that, so that was my fault. That time I was able to get back to it after I died and no one had gotten in. Maybe they didn't realize they could. Got in, but someone was deploying their mecha right next to me, and we got into this firefight. And even though I started shooting first, mine died before theirs did. So it was very upsetting, and I went on a killing spree after that. So that was cool. That one did get recorded. So yay. The game. So I decided that I like what they're doing with the game, and I decided, you know what, I want them to succeed. I want them to feel like, hey, we put this on PS4 at sort of, not great risk, but some risk to our company. So I want them to get some return from that. And so the cheapest thing that I could find was the Blacklight membership pass. Basically what it does, it adds the permanent buy option for all the equipment in the game that usually you can only buy for one day. All this is in-game money, except for the pass, which was real money. And then I realized it's sort of stupid. What happens is, so I discovered if you buy something for one day, it's 24 hours of in-game time, which is, I mean, if you've ever played any of these multiplayer shooters, that is a long time, actually. And so, really, there isn't any reason to have anything permanently because, chances are, once you get to something better, you're never going to use the things that you used before. So I bought something, it was like 2,000 in-game credits for, I think it was a muzzle on the gun to make it more powerful. And then later, I was trying to save up another 2,000 to get this sight that I saw, but yeah, you earn money very slowly in the game. So at one point, I just decided, screw it, I'm just gonna use this 125, whatever the money currency is, and use that and just buy it for 24 hours. And I got it, and I stopped playing that day, and I started playing the next day. And I still had it. It's like, oh, it's in game, so if I never play 24 hours of this game, I will have it for the entire time I played. Like, I think I've made a mistake. Although, I'm still happy that I supported zombie games for making the game on PS4 because it is very fun. I'm enjoying it a lot because it's in between Call of Duty and Battlefield. So Battlefield, the games are much longer. Call of Duty is just very frantic, and this is just sort of in between. It's kind of frantic, but it doesn't feel totally random, except for Deathmatch, which I did play once, and that Oh my gosh, it was insane. You just keep spawning in front of other people, or people have spawned in front of you, and since it's deathmatch, everyone is your enemy. It was ridiculous. Luckily, it ended very quickly, so that was good. What else to say about Blacklight? I don't know. People should check it out. It's very different from the beta. Much better. Yeah, Twitch. Man, I don't know what's going on.
Actually, it's weird because like they added that that thing to where if you have a YouTube page, you can put in the annotation that you're streaming. And to me, that was like a tip off of like the purchase is going through. And then they also have like the 60 frame per second and like other stuff happening. I think I forgot like what it is, but like there's something with like the encoding where it's like you can have for 60 frames on YouTube videos or something. So I'm thinking there's like a give and take there of like information or something. But like I think the purchase like did. I think it is just like tipping off to like they did buy them. So it's just like not official yet. So it's just a matter of time before it's all official and stuff. So maybe there's all this like behind the scenes stuff happening, and then they'll flip the switch or something. But yeah,
I think I hope so. It just feels like Twitch is very user unfriendly. If you can figure it out, you can become awesome and everyone knows you on Twitch. But if you can't figure it out, there's no one to help you. I went on and looked. I started searching for how come this isn't archiving my PS4 stuff. Is there like a setting or something? And basically the search results were like no search results. They showed outdated information from last year where every reply was PS4 you can't archive. They just, Sony requested that they don't archive, and that's why it doesn't work. And then, followed by 10 Sony sucks type comments. Like, well, none of that is true anymore. Like, where's the current information? How do I get this to work? Why does it only work 1 out of 3 times? And there's just no information. And I tried contacting their support, and there's just no response. I'm like, okay, this is. I'm not surprised. This is what it always feels like using Twitch. It's like the experience of using Twitch is terrible. They need to fix that, but maybe they don't care. Maybe they're just waiting. Come on, look, so many people watch Twitch. Come by us, and then you can fix all our problems. I don't know. It was disappointing. I'm turned off of streaming again because that's just like, well, if it's not gonna. Barely anyone watches me live because I play at weird times, and so I need my archive. Otherwise, it's like, well, yeah, what's the point of even streaming then?
Yeah, it's weird for me because like I'm like, why do I even bother streaming when I could just record it? Because it's like, to me, I still need to see like the quality as far as like if I do stream, because it just makes it easier for me. It's like more convenient because I can just go through the footage that's archived and then just proceed to highlight here, highlight there, export to YouTube. But that it like for me, for someone who's like terrible at editing things, it's just a nice instant replay of like everything I just did for that long stretch of time, as opposed to just like having like a bulk video of like 1,000 hours long or 90 minutes or whatever, and just here's the whole thing.
Yeah. I went and actually started investigating other options. Like, okay, how does Ustream work? And can't really tell, but I think Ustream you have to pay for them to archive. It's like, oh well, I don't want that. It was like YouTube. Then I went to YouTube, and YouTube's is extremely complicated right now.
Really weird.
They just, I guess they're working on streamlining it. It's like, oh, so even if YouTube does buy Twitch right now, I don't think it will suddenly be really good, which is sad. Well, briefly, a game I didn't play, and I'm very sad. I actually briefly considered playing, just skipping the first 3 episodes and going to episode 4 of The Wolf Among Us, just so that today I would be able to say, yes, I finished The Wolf Among Us too. But yeah, that didn't happen. I was like, I don't know. On the one hand, I'm probably going to play Wolf Among Us more than once, because the other options seem very...
Tropical, there's always the PS4 version in a couple of months, just saying. You could just wait.
Man. But I already have it.
It's like those last 2 episodes.
It was so good.
You'll just be able to breeze through them on PS4 and be like, oh man, that was so much better. I can't even tell the difference even though I never played them. It's not completely irrelevant.
Wow. It really depends now. It's just like, what is gonna happen? Am I gonna finish anything? My PS4, oh, man. Okay, here we go. Aimless Trek. Destiny, the install size is around 40 gigs, I've been hearing. I have 10 gigs on my PS4. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I was looking at, oh my gosh, all the games that I want to play are coming, if not the end of this year, they're coming next year. And I'm already down to, the bare minimum of space left on my PS4. Am I supposed to just finish all these games that I have now, or just like blaze through their story modes and then just be like, to hell with it and uninstall them? Or do I have to get a new hard drive, but then I have to download all my digital games again? It's like,
Yeah,
stupid
man, that
digital.
stung me really bad on my PS3 because I downloaded so many games and they're all on there. I will never play them because as soon as I put that hard drive into another PS3 to be the new PS3's hard drive format, and they're all gone, and I have to re-download them all. And I just
Yep.
have the progress. It's just the downloading of them. It's like that is like a day's worth of time spent doing that. Just your PS4
See,
just sits there downloading. Or PS3.
there is a rumor that PlayStation 3 like digital games are going to be transferred to PlayStation Now, so you'll be able to stream them. I'm hoping if that's true, at least still give us the option to download them, and that way, if I just want to play some of the games, I can, and I don't have to wait for a download. But if I want to download, I can still do it that way. Best of both worlds. That's what I want.
Yep.
But right now it's just, and plus it looks like they changed the download list. So now the download list isn't in the order in which I bought things.
That happened. I was wondering about that because I loaded it up one day on my PS3. I was like, why are all these games at the top that are not the games I just bought? I was like, what's up with this? Oh my gosh.
So that gets really crazy because I have something like 2,000 things on my download list. And I went through 11 or 12 pages of it, and I was just like, wow, I have a lot of games that I don't remember buying. So that's going to be a problem at some point.
Which that wasn't me because I thought it was crazy. I was like, I know this wasn't at the top of my list. I know I did not just buy this. I just bought something else. It's not up here.
Yep.
Ugh.
Yeah, it looks like they changed the sorting a bit or something. It's like, they need to figure out that, like, the PS4 version is a little bit better, well, at least it's fast on the PS4. But the digital library management is getting a little bit out of hand. Too many things, and it's sad because I don't think they'll actually do anything because chances are most people do not have 2,000 things on their download list. They maybe have 50, maybe not even that.
I thought it was weird just because the store in general is so different from the PS3 version. I was like, wait, this layout is similar, but some things are missing.
There's like so fewer things.
It's like, why isn't it just the same? I know what I'm looking for, but you changed it.
All right, back to where we were. Yeah, the other thing, I just started installing a lot of I realized I have a lot more space on my laptop than on my PS4, and I decided, okay, I'm gonna choose some games from Steam and from all my Origin and Uplay and all that, and just like install some games and then finish all of those, and then I'll be making like backlog progress. Yay! That was the goal back in January that I've sort of forgotten. So I downloaded Driver San Francisco, which apparently I've never even finished the prologue. So got to get on that one. And then I started playing SimCity again because I downloaded it onto my laptop. And I think it's still broken, which is crazy. It's been so long. They kept talking about, we're supporting it. They even went through the effort to make that offline mode that everyone wanted. But I don't think the systems work. I got the expansion. I guess I'm a big fan of SimCity, and the thing they added was mega towers, and my mega tower still does not function properly. I can put in office buildings that provide jobs, But one floor down, the apartment level, they'll be like, there are no jobs here. And I'll look up there and it's like, no, yeah, I'm pretty sure there are jobs. And then the other thing is like every time you add an apartment level to the mega tower, there's no time where it's empty and then people move in. It's just you plop it down and then immediately it has full capacity. It's like that cannot be true. The simulation is just broken. So one possibility is that those cities are just cities built on that broken foundation. So if I start a new city, then it'll be okay. But I haven't got that far yet. So we will see how that goes. And yeah, I remember some people were interested in SimCity if it ever got an offline mode. So I'll see if even that is worth it. Because I already have it. I'm a lost cause. You can benefit from my mistakes. Just like in Blacklight. Seriously, like how many people have 24 hours or more in Call of Duty? Not that many. I've bought all of them. And I think only it was back during the Gap game nights. That's the only time I had more than a day's playtime.
Yeah, I know for
Every
sure
single one.
Modern Warfare 3 is like the last one I played, and like the one I didn't even get to the level cap on. I probably don't have 24 hours on, but the other ones, because of the game nights, yeah.
So just like all that stuff, you look at it as like, oh, it's only for a day. Like a day is in game. That is a long time. Don't even worry about it. So yeah, that's what I've been playing.
Alrighty, so last week after the podcast ended and I was done editing and uploading and all that stuff, I jumped into Grid Autosport because I just couldn't get enough. And it's funny because like I was playing it and I was like, Tekken, you should be playing Mass Effect. Tekken, what are you doing? Tekken, take a stop. But I just couldn't pull myself away. And the game is just that good. It's just, nice, refreshing. I guess it was just a nice palate cleanser because I needed something besides shooting Geth in the face all day, so... And yeah, it feels good. Oh, also the audio in this game. I gotta talk about the audio because like there's some cool parts where you'll be driving and like you go through a tunnel and like the audio feels very just well done. It's just like ooh, and like even like whatever side of the tunnel you're on, it'll like be like, I guess depending on like the headset you have, but like it'll be like more on one side or the other side. It just feels it's very well done, and then like just tons of really good audio parts or just audio work. Good job, Codemasters, on that. And then, I finally got to the well, I haven't played it yet, but when you get to like the level 3 tier of each category of racing, which is you have tuner, street, endurance, open wheel, and circuit. Those 5. When you get to level 3 in those 5, you unlock the I think it's like a Grand Slam event or something. It's essentially just a test of your proficiency in all of them, and it's an event that has all the different classes or race types in them. So that one I unlocked. I have not done it yet, but I will. Well, the thing is like my bandwidth cap for the month is kind of over the limit. So haven't really had the chance to go in and stream as much as I want to with that game because I'm looking towards streaming with that one as opposed to just straight up capturing video because. I'll get to this with Wolf Among Us, but the file sizes and then rendering those videos are just, it backfires. I can see why now, like why you would prefer to stream versus record and upload is just, sometimes it's just easier, man. But yeah, great Autosport. Still enjoying it when I have the chance to play it, when I should be playing other things. And then my handheld game for the week, I'll just get this out of the way real fast. So yeah, okay, so I was like, well, I do want to switch games on my Vita, or just, try to get past that part I'm stuck at on Uncharted. But Spelunky, I did kind of like not give you a fair shake. So I'll give you a whole week's worth of Tekken time at work, 5 days. And let's see how much I like you. Turns out, yeah, I'm done. I'm done with roguelikes. Never again. If it has any like roguelike elements, that's like a minus for me on the box, or not on the box, on like a minus or a strike against it, because it's just like, ugh. Like, I can see why someone would enjoy it, but it's not my cup of tea. It's like, I gave that game like a week. Well, not like literally a week, but like 5 days of like me playing it for like, however long a day. And then for the longest time, I didn't even think I was going to pass the first stage. I was like, this is depressing. This is like breaking my gaming spirit. And I got past the first stage, and I was like, wow, there's a second stage here. And like, I didn't even believe it. I was like, for the longest time, I was like, there must only be like one stage in this game. And then I got to the third stage. I was like, wow. So it's like when you do progress and do good, it's like, ah, yes, Fiero moment and like super awesome. But oh, it beats you up so bad. It beats you up so bad, and it does like the things when a game will or like it does these things to me. It's like when a game like that it does things that are like I do not like this game would have enemies. It introduces when other games it like introduces them. It's like, oh, here's how you beat this enemy. This is just oh, here's what this enemy looks like. You don't know what their like what their animations are going to be, how they're going to react to you, or like if they're going to attack you at all. Like for me, like I didn't even know the shopkeeper would attack you, and I accidentally threw a bomb too close to the shop, and like he killed me in one hit, and I was like, what? I didn't even know that could happen. And I was like, it's like I would get on these like really good runs, and then like something really tragic would happen, and it just got to me, dude. Like that game, that genre, it grinds me down, and I feel like I am nothing, and I'm like completely worthless and like not even worthy, and I just couldn't take it anymore. I was like, you know what, Spelunky, you know what, Roguelikes, f you who made them, f you. Okay, not f you who like them, but just like, dude, just like whatever, man. You can like them, but like don't even try to like be all gushing about them around me, because I will just pluck my ears and be like la 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 la. Ah, that game. It's like there are so many ways to die, and there's so many. It feels cheap death, but it's like I guess as you play, you like realize how to like get around them. But it's just like, dude, it just seems like unnecessary challenging. Like I need to be challenged. Like my life is a challenge. I like paying bills on time, eating, surviving. That is a challenge in itself. I do not need this extra challenge when I go to my recreational hobby time. No, Spelunky, no. And then yeah. Go F yourself. But yeah, that was Spelunky. I got to level 3, and I'm never playing it ever again. No, thank you. Good day. Besides that, another game I played after the podcast last week, after Topical recommended it, was the Stanley Parable. And all I can say is just like all Topical could say was word noises or mouth noises. I can't even make any mouth noises. All I can say is it was very interesting. And that's all I can say, because it was very interesting. And, yeah, check it out, because you will have a reaction, just like, what was that other game I said that you would have a reaction to it? Even if, like, love or hate it, you'll have a reaction. But, like, Stanley Parable, I would say is that game. Like, or another game like that. Like, love it or hate it, you will have a reaction. Maybe it was Gone Home. Anyway, or Papers, Please or something. But, yeah, that was that. And then, okay, let's see, back on console here. Okay, Gran Turismo 6. So I'm still playing that. There's like a really fun not rally, but like drifting event with a rally car this week. So that's the really cool thing. Is like weekly they are updating the seasonal events. So it's like every week. So this week is some rally stuff going on in the drift event, and some other drift event, and some other car racing events. But yeah, it's cool. Seasonal or weekly updates, and yeah.
Actually, I gotta ask you, like, how do you drift? So you said that you figured out how to drift finally. I have no idea how to do it.
Okay, so what I do is I've never tried to describe it, so this might be weird. So
Okay.
I will drive as fast as I can. Okay, that's okay. Okay, depending on how fast you go, like I will go towards the corner that the turn of the drift is around, and then as you hit the e-brake and you turn with the left stick, if you use the left stick to steer, you basically do that to get the car's momentum going in that direction. But then you want to counter steer immediately and still hold down the drift button. It's either that or do what I just said in reverse, where like you do the opposite direction and then go towards the steering point, and then just like do that, hold down gas, and then keep the e-brake held down, and then just like try to make sure you get your car constant speed up, or like keep your speed up and keep going, but just don't hit anything and like stay on course, and you will repetition is like another thing. Is like A, repetition, and like B, do it with like a good vehicle, because like once you figure it out, it's like, oh, because for me there was, I don't remember which one it was, but there was some drift event, and I was like, dude, I am not going to get this one. And it was just, oh, I think it was like the one in Paris or Madrid or some urban area, and I just couldn't do it. And I was like, I just kept doing it. I was like, oh, I finally figured it out. And like I finally cracked the code. I just kept like pushing the e-brake, and I was like, okay, no, I have to use the e-brake because if I just use normal brake, it's not going to get me enough sideways points. So yeah, I now need to keep my speed because if I'm too slow, I won't get enough or get more points either. And I know I can't go off course because I'll lose all my points, and if I hit anything, I'll lose all my points. So it's like it's very precision based. But once you figure it out, it's like yes. Even though I'm better than I was completely terrible at drifting before. Like even though I'm better, I still think I'm horrible because like bronze tier is like whatever. It's like good enough to me, but like I know I'm still suck at it because like I cannot do it consistently enough to like feel like I am comfortable doing it and being awesome at it. So it's like it takes me a couple of tries, but I will eventually get it just because I have the technique down. But I just do not like it still.
Huh. Okay. Yeah, I think my problem is then because I'm using the right stick for throttle and brake. So the e-brake I think is square.
It's circle.
Oh, it's circle.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have to figure out how to how to play. Okay. I will try it next time.
So what? Wait, what are you using the right stick for? Sharp quit as acceleration?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think you did talk about that before, but yeah, that is very unorthodox.
Yeah. Well, it's weird. Like at some point, I just got tired of holding down R2.
Yeah. See, I use X and square, and like for me, I'm kind of like getting tired because I will get like a callus on my thumb. So using X so much like not like a callus, but like a circle. It's like weird. You get that like circle burned into your thumb. And it's like, oh, I can keep playing. So it's like, yeah, I should probably try to do something else or like stop doing that. But yeah.
Yeah, that's why I started using the sticks. But then I tried to do the drift event. Like, I have no idea how to do this.
I think I might switch to L2 and R2 just because GTA does it, but then it's like it just doesn't have that tactile feel I'm so comfortable to when I played Gran Turismo. I've always done it that way, so it's like it might feel a bit off, but I think I'll get used to it because every other racing game does that now, and I play them that way, so it shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else was I playing? Okay, I guess I'll keep it on PS3. Ace Combat Infinity. That game, I gotta say, this game, it's like my guilty pleasure right now because there's other things I should be playing, but I'll just sneak in just enough time every day to play it because you get credits for logging in, and then you usually have at least 3 missions you can run. I'd say, let's see, every 3 hours you get a refill on your fuel, and you hold 3 stock fuel, which is what is the free fuel. So let's see, 3, 6, 9, so 9 hours, so 18 hours. So yeah, twice a day you should be able to. If you time it right, you can get in 2 good runs of 6 missions, or if it's the weekend, you can do 2 missions with your, I think it's called a force sortie, and you basically increase the fuel you use, but your rewards are greater than the average mission type, or the average mission reward. And so, oh man, it's crazy, because like, I'm saving up to get an F-22, which is like one of the most awesomest planes, but I don't have the rank, because I'm only like first lieutenant, so I still need to rank up to get there. But B, like, that plane is going to be expensive because the plane I just bought, which was like the last plane before that one, that was like the wall in my barrier of progress, was like 500,000 credits. It took me, I guess, like the month the game's been out, like a month to save up or something. Like, I've been playing this game since it came out, and like it took me a long time, I guess, like definitely a month, because it took a couple weeks. It took like at least a month to save up that many credits, and like only because I had spent money, but like I didn't use all my fuel from when I did spend money, so I still had some plane left over, and I still do, because I'm saving it up, because I'm gonna have to save up for this. So it's like that, and they have like these events that are like mini events in the game. So if you just play for a certain amount of time, and it's like, okay, we're having a mini ranking tournament, so just do as awesome as you can, and if you rank this high, you're gonna get this reward. If you rank this low, you get this reward. So like, you kind of get like rewarded no matter what, as long as you play during like the set time of the event. And I'm angry because there was an event for you would get the Ace Combat 5 F-14s from that game, and like this cool emblem and this cool title. But I was trying to crack out on Mass Effect at the time, so I was like, oh, so I couldn't play. And then yeah, you had to be in like the top 1,000 players, and it's just,
oh man,
sucks. But then they seem to be having those every month or every couple of weeks, because now there's this one for this month, and it's the Or no. Like those are like the limited ones. But then there's also like a monthly like goal as far as like if you do this, you'll get this reward. So last month it was it was I forget. I think oh yeah, it's Tokyo martial law stage. Before that it was the Oceania air defense stage, and then this month it is uh the Alps stage. So you just play that one and you get like 500,000 or 5 million or a million, I don't remember, points, and you get this emblem and this title. And there's also like a second, there's like a one below that challenge of like if you know, this one's more obtainable than the super crazy one. And so I was able to get the super crazy one for the last 3 of them, so that's cool. But then it's cool because those ones there's like a timer on the challenges that tells you how long you have to get them completed, and those are always like the month-long ones. So it's like you start it and it'll be like it'll still be sitting there when you log in, and like it'll say your completion percentage, but it'll also say the time. And so it's nice to see that there's like a timer of like 29 days left, and it's like, you know, you have plenty of time. So like don't kill yourself over it, and B, I mean, don't go spending money on the game, and just, you know, you'll get there eventually. Because it took me a couple days, so I got mine for the Alps one, so yay. And I can just go back to focusing on the other challenges. So that's always fun. Oh yeah, unlock this cool plane, the Su. Wait, no, it's not the Su. Or what's the Su? The Typhoon. I think it's the Su-24. It's pretty. Yeah, like I got that one. It's kind of messed up because that was the 500,000 credit one, and then magically all its stats are like just higher than all my planes right now. So I'm like, oh well, why did I even bother with the other planes I got? Whatever. But I have a challenge where I need to get level 5 on 3 planes, so yeah. I'm definitely not getting level 5 on that plane because it will cost a ton of credits, so I'll probably be ranking up some lower tier planes. I have like 1 level 5, 1 level 3 or 4. I think my F-15 is like level 3, so I'm going to rank that up to level 4. And I'm trying to decide what my third one's going to be. It might be the F-16 just because it's so cheap. But yeah, it's Combat Infinity. Really, really fun, really awesome if you're into that. And there's always content to unlock. So yeah, oh yeah, it's cool because like even besides like the weekly or the monthly challenges and whatever, they have the limited time emblems. Like over the weekend they had stuff from ZVS or something, and it was like these little pixelated emblems, and I got 2, and I was like, yes, I got one. So I use that now on my my Typhoon that I just got. So yeah. Okay, so besides the Combat Infinity, what have I been playing? Let's see here. PS3, is that it? Is that for PS3? That's it. Okay, so I'll pick the one that we all know, Mass Effect 3 right now. So progress on that, it's coming along. I'm thinking I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make the deadline for Xbox Live before it gets cut off. So yes, still trucking along there. But I've had like 2. I don't know what's up with my internet, dude. Like I've had 2 like disconnects. Like when like when the, well, I guess not when the chips have been down, but it's like I've been on a roll, and then I'll just get disconnected, and it's just like, oh, it just like kills all my momentum, and I just don't want to play anymore, and it's like, oh, and I need a palate cleanser, and I'm just like, oh, because it's just the gold itself is just bad enough, but then to have bad things happen on top of that is just. And then I had like another terrible team on Xbox Live. I was using my Krogan Vanguard with the it was really annoying because it's like okay, so here's the scenario. Okay, let me just set this up. So I'm playing. There's someone else. There's like 3 of us on gold, Firebase Goddess. So you know, not a full team. They're using the Volus Engineer, I believe. Yeah, it's Volus Engineer, and then the other person was using the Batarian something or other. I don't remember. And so they're both dead and executed. So I don't know if they ran out of Metagel or what. I think the Volus was out of Metagel because after this happened, I was like, you know what, F you, I'm gonna let you die every time. I usually revive my teammates, but you're being an a-hole. So, and the Batarian dude, I don't think was out of him because I saw him using later, whatever. So what happened was, I was the only one left. It was wave, I'm gonna say it was wave 9. I think it was it was wave 9. Wave 9 or 10. It was towards the end. We were almost done. And so like it's just me now, and I have all the pressure on me. And it's like I'm trying to concentrate. And then over the mic I hear, "Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know you could do more than just use a shotgun and charge." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, just shut up. Just shut up." It's like I am trying to concentrate. I'm trying to focus. I'm still alive. Therefore, you know, and if you look at the scoreboard, I have more points than you. So I think you, person on my team that is not pulling their weight, should just, you know, be silent and, you know, observe the skills at hand. It it was just so annoying. I'm sitting here picking off the geth with my Incident Piranha like I always do, and incendiary rounds, which are really awesome, and they're like, oh, incendiary rounds, they don't do anything, blah 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 blah, and I was just like, it was terrible. It was terrible. And after the match, I gave him negative feedback, and I was like, you know what? I never want to play this person again. Whatever. Xbox Live, blah blah blah, communication, blah blah blah, negative review, sit, ha. And like, hopefully, I never have to play that person ever again, because the last thing I need in my game. In the game, when I'm trying to focus and concentrate, someone just in my ear, just.
This is why you need the banner. Then you can just point to it. Excuse me, best of the best.
Man, but yeah, effing Xbox Live, man. It happens. Yeah, like I always say, stranger danger, and it happened. You know, I've been doing this for however long, and you know, I haven't had that many negative experiences, but you know, it will happen eventually. It catches up to you. Thanks Xbox Live. Thanks Microsoft. Effing Mass Effect. But so yeah. Besides that, The Wolf Among Us. Oh man, that finale, so good, so good. Like, I'm not gonna say too much because Chadwick hasn't finished it, but yeah, I would. Killing it, man. Just, alright, Telltale. I almost said Power. Telltale. Just, the way it's so good because it is like so, it's not like, you know, a couple of, like, if you've been like hearing us on the podcast, we've been kind of like lamenting the slowness of some of the episodes, but this one, the pace is just there throughout, and it's just really well done. And then, there's a scene that happens like a third of the way through, or not a third, let's see, the third act, I would say, like that scene. Oh, so good, just so well written, so well crafted, and just the way stuff goes down, and like the nuances of the way that you interact with Telltale games, and like how you have to like do the button prompts and know what you're doing in order to like to not F up, or like if you like have a feeling of something's up, and like how to interact with things, and just the nuanced version of like how they, or nuanced ways of how they have things in their adventure games, and it's not just like point and click and type. Man, and like the dialogue, and just what happened, and yeah, like even though, and like yeah, that blog too, because it's like, you know, stuff goes down, and like, oh, you're up on top, but then stuff still, yeah, really good, and yeah, I would say Wolf Among Us even better killer mystery thingy whatever scenario than Heavy Rain, and I loved Heavy Rain, so that's like even better. I would say like my art review would be Wolf Among Us is like the Sherlock Holmes of games, because you're always thinking who done it, and I something is afoot, but you never know until the very end, and you're like, I knew it, or you didn't know it, but you're like, if you did like predict it, and you're like predicted it right, and you're like, yes. There's so many clues like everywhere, like until you know it, and like, oh, it's like so many red herrings, so many clues. It's like, what's the truth? What's the fallacy? Just it's so like, yeah, so good.
So, and you can decide to answer it or not. Can you possibly figure it out before the last episode?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can. Because like, I've been watching something, and it feels like a mystery story, but I've been told you can't figure it out because in the end, it was done by someone you never met before. It's just like someone who appears at the end to be the guy.
No, that's not true.
So it is something that you could.
It's like you can put your finger on it, but you can't really. There's no like, this is the clue that totally tips me off to like, this is the person. I would say that's like the situation. There's no like smoking gun of like who did it, but you can like, there's definitely like a person you can like name as like suspect and be like, I think this person did it, and like possibly be right with it.
Oh, actually, it was really cool. Because I was replaying the first one, and the lips are sealed thing is in the first one too. Depending on what you say, like 2 people say it, and it just doesn't stand out at that point.
And then there's like this moment in the game where like there's like 2 options I wanted to pick on the dialogue wheel, and I was like, oh, I don't know which one. And then I picked the one like the one I thought sounded cool over the one I wanted to go with my heart, and like I was like, oh, later on, because someone else was like, this is what I think, and it was like what I was thinking to go with to not be cool, but I was like, oh man, they would have been on the same page and be like, high five the character, but oh man, if only, if only. Yeah, man, Big Wolf, such a cool character.
So season 2, probably?
Yep, sign me up.
Cool.
It's like already pre-ordered as soon as possible. Get on it, Telltale. Who cares about the Borderlands and the Game of Thrones game?
Yep.
And that is all I've been playing.
So I have a question.
Okay.
Do you think if everyone was on one game a month, do you think we could have the game industry that we have today?
Everyone? I don't know, Tropical, because in the fall, there would be consequences of, like, you know, you have so many games. Like October, take for instance. You can only choose one, and there are, like, over 10 games, probably. Even more in November. And it's just, or just, like, that whole season is just insane. So it's, like, I don't think the budgets would allow.
So it'd be a disaster, right, basically? Because I think
the risk would be so crazy.
Yeah, if everyone just chose one game and everyone chose the same game, then basically no one would make any other games. Everyone would try to make that game. Or like the next year, everyone would try to make that game, but slightly better.
I guess that's not necessarily true. Like, if they knew that their audience was limited and they did like the Atlas thing of we're only going to release this many copies to, like, you know, not go over budget on that and, like, you know, remain within our costs, then it would work. But if only if they did that, as opposed to like, oh, we're just gonna flood the market with all our copies. It'll sell millions. Watch Dogs. Ubisoft. Activision. EA.
Be interesting.
The mega publisher.
But yeah, that basically means that backlogs are good then, right? Like, not even one game a month. What if people only bought new games when they finished their old games? That would be a disaster.
Not necessarily, because you have enough time to finish a game and then move on to the next one. It's just you would only be playing one at a time as opposed to buying more than one at a time.
Huh. Okay. Interesting to think about.
There's something I wanted to say, but I completely forgot it. Curses.
My bad.
Oh, I was going to say, so yeah, you know, I would say that even though I'm angry about the Batman Arkham Origins or Arkham Knight delay, it's like, it's turning out to be a happy accident because that's just, you know, a full window I have now to play Destiny. So, and yeah, there's Far Cry, but it's Far Cry, dude. Like, I can finish it in a month, whatever. So, I'll be back. I'll be back on it. And I don't have to, like, yeah, I don't have to worry about, like, sharing time between games now. It's like one less game to crowd my crowded time schedule. That's already crowded. And I can just push it to next year, and I don't think there's anything next year. If it's early next year, in January, just saying. It'll work out just fine. I just believe now. I'm just like, you know what? It'll work itself out, and everything will be cool. Yeah, I believe.
So good.
Go Rocksteady. You made the right call after all.
Once again.
Even though you made me angry, whatever. It's like you know, no, maybe I was wrong. You know, I was gonna buy whatever. So you know, yeah, it's like no matter what, I was gonna buy it anyway. So it's not like it really matters when it comes up. Which is why I need more games in the summer, because, you know, if the game comes out and people want to buy it, then I'll buy it. They're not gonna be like, oh, how am I gonna buy it because it's the summer? Yeah. Just look at the Destiny in September, as in it's not in October, it's not in November, it's in September. Just saying. Or Watch Dogs doing like 4 million in that. Well, I guess Rockstar was the whole we're gonna put games out in spring, so we have them to thank for that. So, but yeah.
Yeah.
Year round, man. It's not just a 1 quarter or month thing. Game industry. So I guess.
Oh, was that? Yeah, we had a middle segment. That was cool. Tropical has a question.
Oh. So yeah, the news. I don't have it in front of me, but the Destiny beta details and the Uber edition of it that I need to upgrade to before they run out, and I become very sad.
Are you going Uber edition or just regular Uber edition?
I really want it. I really. It's like my brain is like, dude, don't. But I'm like, dude, I'm all in. So I think I'm going to get it, just to have
The Ghost edition?
Yeah, and I
Okay.
can put the Ghost in on top of the PC tower in front of me, and then it'll just randomly spew out things while I'm playing. I'll be like, yeah, it was worth it.
I like that. I like that it talks. I mean, if it lights up, like, okay, that's one thing, but it talks too. It's like, oh, yeah, essentially the beta starts July 17th for PS3 and 4. Pre-order now to get in that. There are some other ways to get into the beta. I think IGN was giving out keys recently. And then, yeah, there's the $150 Ghost Edition. Comes with a replica ghost that talks.
Oh, it also doesn't come with the manual chapter. I might need that manual to like look up notes on my guns and stuff while I play.
Oh,
Like-
is that only the Ghost Edition?
It might be a limited edition. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think the limited edition also comes with it. The Ghost, like, or the Armory notebook or something. But yeah, steel cases, and also the whatever it is they're calling the season pass. Comes with both of the limited editions. And there's an interesting tidbit in there. Yeah, apparently there's a small, I think it's a small subset of Xbox fans who are really upset about Destiny because the beta on Xbox 360 and One, or I don't know if it's on 360, but on the Xbox One, it starts, I think it's the 23rd, right?
Yeah.
And it ends on the 26th or 28th or something. It's really short compared to the PS3 one or the PlayStation one. And on top of that, not only is there exclusive content with the base game, there's also exclusive content coming to PlayStation in the first two whatevers that come with the season
They
pass.
called them expansions in the video I saw.
Yeah. Okay. So they're expansions, and yeah, they're just. Some of them are just, oh, this has never happened before. DLC exclusive content too, and it's gonna be exclusive until fall 2015, and they're not happy. There's talk about boycotting Destiny, and how long were the episodes of GTA 4 exclusive?
Oh, I don't remember.
You
man.
remember?
I
I think it was a year.
I had to look it up. I'll look it up.
But yeah, no, this is not the first time. In fact, back in the day, they were totally okay with saying that they're exclusive forever until they weren't. And so there was a long time where you sort of sat around as a PS3 GTA 4 owner thinking, this is all there is. The Lost in the Dam, Ballet of Gay Tony, like those are never come into our system. And then one day they do, and there's like, oh, hooray.
Oh, you're right, Chapter Call. It was October 29th, 2009 on 360, and then April 13th, 2010 on PC and Windows.
So yeah, a long time. So it's if you're outraged, fine, but at least understand how it. Remember the facts. This is not the first time, and it's not like the argument is we are your fans. We are ready to throw money at you, and you refuse to sell it to us because of your deals with some other corporation. Like, no, we are pissed, and we're going to just not buy any of it. Then this is not the first time.
Oh, it also appears it was supposed to come out in March, but then it was delayed. To make some minor changes to the PAL version.
But yeah, Destiny. Well, we'll see how that one. Tekken is excited. I have too many games. I'm not sure. Conflicted. And you're dropping Diablo, right?
Yep.
See, I'm not necessarily dropping Diablo, which comes out the month before. Very close to Destiny, I think. So,
Well, the thing is, now that the beta's almost here, it's like everything from now to September is like dead to me. It's like as long as there's like a window when I can be playing that game, it's like any other game is completely like irrelevant. I don't care. It's like whatever. Unless that's like Mass Effect in the title, it's like whatever, dude. Like just I don't care. I'll be playing that game.
so
Just, I don't care.
yeah, I guess in the beta, I played up to
You mean alpha?
I finished oh right, the alpha. I finished the first part and then I started doing just the random stuff in old Russia, was it?
Yeah.
Was there much more than that in the
Nope.
alpha?
There was. I didn't play. I played like one match of PvP, so I'm not sure what's up with that. But I don't care about the PvP, so it's like
Hmm.
whatever. There's just the strike mission, the story mission, and exploration, as far as the single player stuff in the tower. But that was just going there to like hang
The
out.
the hub, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I think I'm going to try to get into the beta, and because I understand the beta is a much more extensive look at what's in store for Destiny. But so far, like the alpha was just sort of, I've played a lot of Halo, and I was like, oh, it feels kind of like Halo. So we'll see. I don't know. What else do we have for news?
Um, the PAX South weekend passes are already sold out. Surprise, surprise.
Oh,
I'll never get to go to one.
every single time. Yeah, it's pretty sad.
Man.
Mm, well, I guess there was the announcement of Battleborn,
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting about that.
Gearbox's new game. Yeah, we were talking about this before. Tekken was on board when it was Gearbox and the cool trailer.
It was
But
a
then,
robot with a top hat, Traptical. I was like, all I need is a monocle, and I'm day one. And then the gameplay details came out. Ooh, it's like an oil spill in my beautiful Borderlands ocean.
I don't even know what the
Sentiment.
details are, but apparently it has MOBA elements. Because this is actually going to be in common with the next piece of news. Like, even big developers that people really like are not above sort of chasing the things that are in right now. And then, it's pretty normal, I think. They're game developers because they like games and they're playing the games that are out right now, and some of the most exciting ones are, well, not most exciting per se, but they're like most popular are MOBAs and free to play, which is what
See, okay, go ahead, Traptical. I have something to add after you're done with this.
yeah. So the other one is Cliff Bleszinski last week announced he was coming out of retirement. He's teamed up with I think one of the co-founders of Guerrilla Games,
Yeah.
and they're working with Nexon. Or so their new company is called Bosky, and they're working with Nexon to make a free-to-play multiplayer shooter called Project Blue Streak, I believe. And I think that is all we know at this point. And the obvious thing is like, well, it's weird because he's known for Gears of War and now is making a free-to-play shooter, and that's going to be really different. But yeah, to me it was just like, oh look, Gearbox, obviously they want success, so they're gonna try to put some MOBA things in because people like MOBAs and free to play. Cliff Bleszinski over the past year or however long he's been retired, he's been talking a lot of trash about like the publisher model, and it's just like games don't work like that anymore. No one needs Game Informer, and you don't reveal in Game Informer. You need he's been talking a lot about just this new way that lots of games have been successful. Minecraft, lots of
Flappy
input
Bird.
from customers and yeah, free to play because
It's free.
that model is better and yeah, so I think it's
See, I just don't understand. Like to me, it's like free to play. I don't know anything like about like how successful people are with that model, but I know that like the reason it works is because the games are free. Like, if the games weren't free, I don't think people would be playing them. Like, I think that's one of the things people don't tend to look at when they're looking at free to play. It's like, it says, it's free is in the word, like, or free is in the thing. Like, if the game wasn't free to play, would it be as successful as it is? Probably not, I would say.
Hmm.
Just really, really annoying sometimes.
Yeah, maybe that's true. Well, I get it depends on the measurement of success. Apparently, a lot of mobile. There was a conference, I forget which one, but mobile developers are talking about how they need to move beyond just that. So for example, one of them was saying he would rather have, a smaller group play the game for 2 years than a ton, like 1 million people play it for a month. And so, I guess now the developers on mobile want to look more at retention rather than just getting people on board at that first part. And, the psychology is changing too. In the past, it was like, oh, it's free, that's great, and you start playing. But now when you see free, it's like, what is the catch? How
Yeah.
how long do I get to play until you're going to be like, hey, tell your friends about it. Hey, buy this thing, and then you can play more. So free, in the beginning, it always sounds good. But after a while, like, yeah, what Tekken is saying, like, when we hear free to play now, it's just like, I don't really want to know what's up with that, because at some point, it's going to really suck. So hopefully that changes. I don't know where I'm going with that. Hopeful future, I suppose.
Oh, actually, I was gonna say also, if you look at Battle, what's it called?
Battleborn?
The name is too many
The Gearbox
B's.
one?
Borderlands, Battleborn,
It's funny because
Blood Rain.
it's like Bloodborne
Bloodborne,
is
yeah,
the new one
that
from
too.
from software.
I keep thinking of that's stupid. Okay, anyway, but like if you look at that and the Bethesda game, like I'm really interested to see if like MOBA is the next genre that developers are going to chase to try to be like, oh, we want to make something like that. Because I'm really interested to see if it works or not.
Apparently, it's one of the most played games online.
Because
And
also, aren't most of those PC anyway? So it has like it's kind of like one of those untested things like RTS on console. Can it work? And it never really did. So.
yeah, like on consoles, the only ones are, well, Awesome Knots is a MOBA. Super Monday Night Combat on the Xbox, that was a like third-person shooter MOBA.
I think third-person MOBAs might work if they're done right.
Yeah, I think Dungeon Defenders. No, wait, that's not a
There's
MOBA.
one
That's a
called
tower defense.
something.
Guardians of Middle Earth. That one's a MOBA
Oh,
on
yeah.
consoles.
Is it the
But
is the DC Infinite Earths one going to be on console, or is that just PC?
I think it's only on PC. The Infinite Crisis one. Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe that's like
Well, what?
the next phase of like MOBAs is like slapping a license onto it, like the DC one. Transformers
What
MOBA.
Gearbox was talking about is oh, that's right, there is a Transformers one. Transformers Universe, I think, is a MOBA. But yeah, what Gearbox is talking about is, in some ways, it is kind of exciting because they talked about how Borderlands combined some things that people like into something that lots more people liked. The RPG elements weren't really part of shooters. The loot collection was definitely not part of shooters. And they combined that with shooters, and then people were like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. And so they've talked about doing something like that with whatever they're doing with Battleborn. I have no idea what those things are. I haven't read the article yet because it just came out. But maybe. Who knows? MOBA elements in a shooter, I guess.
It's like to me, it's like the golden age had arrived, but we didn't get any more of them when we had like Left 4 Dead and Borderlands. It's like, oh, we're gonna have more co-op first-person games, and it's like magically Borderlands has all these RPG elements. And it's like, oh, Deus Ex Human Revolution is pretty huge. Wolfenstein's got RPG elements in it. Like, is it going to happen? Are we going to finally have this magical hybrid of RPG FPSs all over the place? And it didn't happen. And then Call of Duty multiplayer kind of does it. So it's like, but it never took off. I mean, yeah, there's that, zombies and whatever mode Tropical was talking about, but it's just, it's not the same. It's not the same, man, if it's not a campaign or just super awesome, intense, wave-based stuff. Yeah.
Oh man, actually, this is an aimless aside. I played that alien mission, the first one in Call of Duty, by myself the other day, and I beat it. So I'm feeling accomplished there. I never bought another gun, too. I used a pistol throughout. It was fun. Okay, back to the news. It was a commercial. What other news was there?
There's going to be some, I guess apparently some pre-order DLC for Alien Isolation that will star in the original cast.
That is really exciting, actually.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, well, now I might be getting this game, even though it's going to scare my soul out of my body.
Apparently, yeah, you played the scenes in the movie, right? After the alien has become, and then you play as either Ripley or the other guy.
Yeah, different characters in the different events.
Oh, it's looking really good. Project Spark, I think, got a October release date as well. I think it's October 7th, isn't it?
It's sometime this. I think it is because I saw it and I was like, oh, another October game.
That's that day.
We should name that day. When next gen arrives, because there's so many games that you will be able to play something.
Really epic. Oh, speaking of that, and I don't know how this is really related, but High Moon Studios did not make the last Transformers game. Apparently because they're making the PS3 and Xbox 360 versions of the next Call of Duty game.
What?
So sad.
Wait. What? No! Oh, I'm so sad now, Tropical. That just ruined my day. Thanks.
Oh, it's terrible.
How did they get roped into this?
Activision is like the house that builds Call of Duty.
Oh.
We need someone. It's just like you can understand why they would do it because, or no, it makes no sense.
Maybe it was
I don't know
maybe
why.
it was like a third person Call of Duty, and they're like, we're gonna change gears for a second. It's third person.
I don't think it is. I think they're just doing the port of Advanced Warfare for 360 and PS3.
Man,
sucks.
That does suck.
Because we always thought that they were working on a next gen, like Rocksteady. They were given the time off to make Arkham Knight, so another team went and made Arkham Origins, and it seemed maybe that was the case with Transformers. Like, oh, this other team will make that one, and then Rocksteady, you guys have extra time to make the next gen version. It's like, yeah, that would be so good. But now I was like, they're working on Call of Duty, so when are they working on the Transformers game?
Ugh, that would be so terrible if it had the same thing that Spider-Man, where it just got shifted around after Treyarch left.
Devastating.
It's like, Treyarch, you're on Call of Duty now, we'll give it to somebody else, whatever. And it proceeds to never be as awesome as it was ever again.
Yeah.
Ugh. Man, that sucks so much.
So sad.
So terrible.
We've been getting a lot of reports about the early days of the reveal of the PS4. It's the Develop Conference in Europe somewhere. Andrew House and Mark Cerny have been talking about that. Things like, apparently they did rewrite part of their E3 script after they saw the response to Microsoft's, or everyone being upset at Microsoft and the Xbox One. Not that they changed policies, they just made it clear what their policies were. So I guess originally they weren't really going to say anything because nothing was changing. But then after they saw that, they decided to have their drop the mic moment and say that yeah, it supports used games, and you can keep them for however you want, and you don't have to check in every 24 hours, and just all that stuff. The the greatest year of all. We also got some insight into why they didn't show the box that day. I think we talked about this before. It's like that's how they've always revealed their new console. They would always talk about this is what it can do, and look at all the ducks and like tech demos and all that. And that's basically what they did for the PS4. And then they show the hardware later, and they did that with every other system. And for some reason, people were really upset that there was no PS4 at that event, and so they were just sort of surprised. Though they also weren't quite ready with the design. There were things like the hard drive. They actually considered not having a hard drive in it because it would add $1 billion to the project to put a hard drive in everyone. And like the RAM thing was also another $1 billion. And so in the end it was like, well, I mean, look at Watch Dogs. Like that requires a hard drive. So I guess we have to do the hard drive thing. And then the 8 gigs of RAM was also like, yeah, they won't be able to make what they want without the 8 gigs of RAM. So they added those things in, and it's like, okay, we got $1 billion on this and $1 billion on this. Something's got to give, and what gave was the camera. So the camera became unbundled,
which is
and they
so
decided,
ironic because people wanted the camera for the Twitch
yeah,
meeting,
it was
so
crazy.
it was like a success. It's like they didn't need to bundle it because people had the demand for it was so high that people got it anyway.
Yeah, it's just like
as
in
opposed
hindsight,
to, as opposed to forcing the bundle to increase the cost like Microsoft.
Yep, it was dumb. But they talked about, yeah, like it made sense because that means that the camera, it has to justify itself. And that's another thing that Xbox failed to do. They were just, you will buy this camera. I don't know what it's going to do for you yet, but it's going to be awesome.
Connect.
Yep.
The riddle with no answer because there is none.
So, yeah, lucky PlayStation camera. It, did justify itself. It's fun.
I bought one. Haha.
The Twitch streaming thing. No one thought. Yeah, there was a marketing article about why is the PS4 still outselling the Xbox One, and it's sort of roundabout. Their logic was Sony has done much better with their social media presence. So like PlayStation Blog, I think, is just fantastic. And so when you go out and you just look at social media conversations, everyone is more positive about the PS4 than the Xbox One. I looked at that, I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense, except I don't think people are positive because the conversation is positive. I think they're positive because they like the system, and that's why the conversation is positive. So social media is the symptom, like it's not the cause. PS4 is just better right now.
But Trump
All we
there's
can
no
say about
games. What are you
that.
talking about? Dead
Yeah,
Rising and
that's
Forza and
weird.
nobody cares about NAC and that one game stuff.
Xbox One has the better lineup if you ignore all the third-party games, and which, by the way, run better on the PS4, and all the indie games. So if you ignore all those games, then yeah, Xbox One has a better lineup.
Yeah, there's some article about how when Microsoft announced the whole being able to use the Xbox One as a development kit, there's like an update to that, but I haven't read it yet. So.
Yeah, that's the controversy of the day. Apparently, at the Develop conference, an Xbox representative giving a talk, he said that that's not in the plans anymore. That back then we announced that Xbox Ones, all the retail kits would also be dev kits. He was like, yeah, I don't understand why we haven't made that happen yet, and I don't think it's in the plans anymore. And yeah, then Microsoft came out with a statement and say, no, that's inaccurate. We are doing it. And apparently Phil Spencer at some point previous had said, basically because so many developers have signed up for ID on Xbox, or ID at Xbox, they decided to concentrate on that rather than turning all of the retail units into dev kits. So we don't know. It's probably a ways off either way.
Well, it's been 12 months almost. I mean, Gamescom, when they announced it, and they can take the Xbox, or they can take the Kinect out. I don't see why they can, not make the console development platform.
This is true. This is true. It's hard to say what they're gonna do, because now, if nothing, we know that a lot of things that seem hard at Microsoft aren't hard, or maybe they are hard, but they can happen very quickly.
With enough time and money, anything's possible at Microsoft. Anything, even if we say it's not, and it's not that easy.
No, Kinect is integral to the system. We're just going to unbundle it to give you more choices. And we can't just flip a switch and turn off online DRM. It will require a large patch on launch day. What will they run into next? Just been very unlucky. For good reason. Any other news? There was
Bioshock Vita game that we're never going to get was a possible turn-based game set in Free Fall Rapture. Sounds cool to me. Too bad
Can this not happen?
Hires up couldn't agree, I guess, or something. I don't know.
Is this how it is now? Like this information came from. Oh no, I can't remember his name. Yeah, that's right. Can this not happen anymore? Like, he still makes games, right? He still works at 2K. It's just not irrational anymore.
Yeah, he's on that small team.
Yeah. If people wanted this, could it? I think it could still happen. That would be cool. I would be interested in seeing that.
Oh, there's also Gearbox was well, not Gearbox, but 2K Austin, or Australia, not Austin, 2K, because they're in Austin. 2K Australia was all, if enough people want Borderlands a pre-sequel on PS4 and Xbox One, it could happen. That's all I needed to know. I'm not going to worry about buying it anytime soon, so, 12 months from now.
Pretty much.
Maybe I'll be playing on PS4, who knows?
Yeah. That would be great.
Or if they come out with a super uber loot bundle of Borderlands 1, 2 pre-sequel.
Oh man, the Borderlands collection.
And it looks as good as it does on my PC. Yes, that'd be great.
And crossplay.
Oh man.
Okay, wait, crossplay is probably impossible. Cross-buy? Oh.
I mean, they already have my account information. I mean, I'm the same person. Just different console. Let me have it.
We should be getting that benefit. It just makes sense. I mean, they have been for the past generation, they've been telling us, oh, it's not the disc. You own the disc, but you only license the software. It's like, well, fine. If I license the software, why does it matter which hardware I play it on? If I buy it once, you can't have everything. We have to get something too. So if it's just licensed, then I want the freedom to play it on everything.
That's why Steambox will be so awesome. If things ran on Linux, then it would just be like, oh, I already have all these games. Isn't that awesome? Yes. Because I don't have to buy them again. Curses.
That'd be great.
Man, that would be so awesome. That would be even more awesome than when I bought my PS4. It's I have over 100 games already. Steam, let's do this. Yes.
I'm still waiting to see. Or no, they did announce the price for the Alienware one, right? Oh no, what I'm waiting for is the Steam controller. I want to see what that's about.
Yeah,
what that's gonna be like.
Was it Alienware that said they were shipping theirs anyway with the Xbox controller?
Yeah, that's them.
They're
They're gonna do that end of this year.
So now I just gotta wait for the other manufacturers to undercut them on price and be like, all right, I like this train is headed.
Rogue Legacy is coming out July 29th on PS4, PS3, and PS Vita. Another indie game. Although it's a roguelike, so not Tekken's. Other people's. Browsing here.
Yeah,
I don't know.
There's a Twitch.
I think that's
the
it.
Pokemon finals on Twitch. I didn't get to see them though. I was disappointed. I wanted to watch them, but I clicked and it wasn't playing at the time. I was like, oh, I wanted to see that.
Oh, I guess Grim Fandango they just announced is coming out on PC, Mac, and Linux, I believe, on day and date with the PS4 and Vita versions.
So that's cool.
So everybody can play it.
Wait, what day is that?
Oh, they haven't announced the day yet,
Okay.
but it'll be the same day. Mm-hmm. All right, I think that's all I got. Oh no, there was. I guess we shouldn't end on sad ones, but this is sad. So, or potentially, GameStop has been really successful doing like the pre-order exclusives and all that. And apparently they are so successful that the next step in their plan is that they want to get involved in game development very early on and just go to developers and get exclusive content really early on.
That's so terrible.
That sounds very scary. It's like, so GameStop is going to decide. Well, first of all, GameStop is going to affect how games are developed, possibly, or not the how, but
I would say they're just like taking out content from other from where you would possibly be able to get it, not having to get it from GameStop. It's like, oh, this character looks really cool. Let's put an exclusive stamp on it. He's ours. $5 from if you don't get it from here, everywhere else. If you don't pre-order it from us. Oh.
So I think the assumption is you see that and you think, oh, because, if they're getting involved late, then it can only be things like skins and weapons and stuff like that. But if they're getting involved early, it's going to be bigger things like levels or entire modes will be exclusive to GameStop.
Oh my gosh.
And, that's sort of the start of it then. Like, if they're doing it, what's to stop other retailers from saying, we want to be able to compete there too. We're going to go out and do the same thing. And then eventually you have, like, one game will have 7 or 8 different versions for all the different retailers. And it's just like, is anyone getting the full game anymore?
Well, Tropical, you'll be able to get the core experience of this game on any platform, regardless where you buy it from. But if you want the full add-ons support,
You have to buy one of each? Is that how it is?
you'll have to buy it off the marketplace. Yeah.
Call of Duty, 7 editions, collect them all. My God. And that's the thing, like, it's not going to be like developers have more time. They're going to have the same amount of time to make the games. So the core experience is going to be smaller then,
Yeah.
and then all the other pieces are cut out for different exclusives. It could be really bad. It probably wouldn't be like that, but you can imagine, or I'm sure they want it that way. That way is like, look, we have this whole mode, and right now GameStop is like, we have this whole mode, and no one else has it. Then, but yeah, like, other people are going to want to compete in that. It's like, well, we're going to get our own modes, and we're going to get our own modes. Letting that sink in. That could be really terrible.
I was just thinking, like, what if... Ugh. Now I'm just thinking of, like, these terrible scenarios I just set that up, Tropical. I was like, oh, what if they're just, just like Mad Cats.
Doom and gloom.
Mad Cats are like, oh, we're going to make our own hardware. We're going to make our own development studio. And then, you can only buy this at GameStop. And we're going to farm out. Or not farm out, but we're going to contract really awesome people to make some stuff for it, but you won't be able to play it anywhere else or buy it anywhere else except for in the store.
That stuff is okay because you can safely ignore those things. It's like Amazon Fire TV. Sure, they probably have some good games because they have their own studios and stuff, and it's their own hardware.
Like a single killer app on some console I don't care about to make me like, oh, I might actually consider this one. So yeah.
That's an entirely different proposition. That's like joining the console wars. That's like, no. But that's
Actually,
not how
if
they
that happened,
operate.
couldn't they just like completely disrupt the order? Be like, we're not going to carry our competition's games or something, like a Amazon Walmart situation where it's like, oh well, we don't carry the Kindle anymore because they're our competition.
Yeah, it would. Well, then we would finally see if retailers have the power that they say they have.
Oh, dude, yeah, Tropical. That would be like the opening salvo of the online or digital distribution. It's like, oh well, we're just gonna bypass retail and here are the cheap games that you cannot buy at this price at the retail store because they cost twice as much.
Because at some point, it's just like, I mean, are people really going to be like, oh, there are no PS4s in stores, I guess I just won't buy one? If you want a PS4, like, no, you're going to find ways to buy one. And, online shopping is a thing now. Like, maybe not everyone does it, but it's pretty big. A little bit, yeah, pretty big. And so I don't know that retail has the power that they think they do.
I agree. Which is why every time someone bends the knee, it's like, oh, come on, dudes. You didn't have to do that. You could just... I mean, yeah, they would have been angry and, probably take away a bit of your shelf space. But at the end of the day, you're totally going to make it up. You're totally going to make it up, dudes.
And, they don't even put consoles out on the shelves, so who cares about that shelf space?
They're behind lock and key because they're so expensive and they don't want them to get stolen.
Exactly. Okay, I think that's the news that we're gonna go with. Doom and gloom, doom and gloom.
Ugh.
But no, I guess we should look. We will be aware of that in the future. We'll put the happy stuff at the end. All right, so that was fun. Check us out, aimlesspodcast.com. Also on YouTube, Twitch right now if you're watching. Hi. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook to know when those Twitch things are happening. And there's some other ones. Just search Aimless Podcasts, and I think we're the only one.
Look, Racker Raccoon. Oh.
Aha!
So yeah, RPG. We'll see what happens. Schedules and whatnot. Not the first time it's happened to Aimless Podcasts, because it's like our curse or something.
I know.
So yeah,
just rolling with it.
Like we're like Prince Ashitaka and Princess Mononoke. We may be cursed to die or whatever, but we're going to rise to meet our fate and whatever, and see with eyes unclouded by hate or whatever. I'm sure I said that wrong, but whatever. Yeah. And until next episode, we'll try to go finish another game. We'll make any more progress on the Mass Effect 3 craziness. Will RPG be back for a surprise appearance? Who knows? Find out on the next episode of of Aimless Babble Z.